As has been the case with all the features we've looked at within Civil 3D, we've created our feature line. Let's look at some of the editing features with this feature line. And so in this exercise, we're going to focus on the horizontal or geometry edit features. And when we open this up, of course, we have our exercise 1204, and I'm going to select my feature line. When I do, the feature line contextual ribbon opens up, and I see the Edit Geometry and Edit Elevations panel. If you don't see these panels when you first click on the feature line and the contextual ribbon, under the Modify panel, you can actually control which panels are visible by checking or unchecking these boxes. Most of the time, you're going to check them, you're going to leave them on, and have them available for you. We're going to focus on the tools here in the Edit Geometry panel. There's just so many different tools, we're not going to be able to cover them all. But notice that we can insert and delete PIs. That's very similar to inserting and removing PIs in a polyline. There's also some tools that we would consider normal AutoCAD tools that are specific to working with feature lines, such as break. We have the ability to trim, join, and even reverse the direction of the feature line. What we're going to focus in on is the ability to edit existing curves. We can always add curves to a feature line where there's one segment. We can actually add a curve to that using the fillet function. But we're going to look at the edit curve. We're going to select the curve on the feature line, and it will open up and provide information about that curve. Now, if this curve was not currently tangent to the segments in and out, we have the ability to give it a try. The software will do its best to see if it can establish tangency with all the other settings as well. In this case, we're going to change our radius. It provides a preview, and we'll make the adjustments. Now, notice these green dots. These green dots, of course, are the new PC and PTs. But keep in mind, we're not just dealing with horizontal geometry. The reason why we have a special panel for working with feature line geometry or horizontal information is because it's also going to be driving the vertical information. As it moves these points here, it's actually going to figure out a new elevation as it uses the segment grade to establish that. So a lot is going on besides just, of course, changing the radius. We're also changing the grade of the arc as we go through. We can go ahead and apply and then select the next arc, or we can use the arrows to walk through our feature line and make some more adjustments. So we're going to change both of these edges here, these curves, to have a radius of 15. I click OK. Press enter to end the command. Again, a lot of different functions. One additional function we use a lot is stepped offset. If you did any of the work in LandDesktop or Carlson, you may be familiar with something similar to this. With 3D polylines, you're able to take one feature line, create another feature line by offsetting it, but also being able to establish a vertical offset at the time that you do a horizontal offset. A nice selection of features to work with geometry. We focused on editing curves in this exercise.